Welcome. This video is a short preview of the book Enter the Dragon, the book that explains Dragonism. It will feature an overview of the chapters, an introduction, and the first and second chapter. Good luck. Enter the Dragon, a philosophy of non-dual awareness, physical vitality, and moral excellence. The book that explains Dragonism. Enter the Dragon. This book is not merely meant to be read. It is meant to be entered. Each chapter, another step into the world of Dragonism, a philosophy that seeks to awaken the deepest vitality of body, mind, and spirit through discipline, courage, and the pursuit of a fully lived existence. Chapter 1. Agreement with the reader. The journey begins with a pact. The reader is invited to suspend neither reason nor skepticism, but to explore Dragonism with an open and disciplined mind. Here, the rules of the path are established. Chapter 2. What is life energy? What is the mysterious force that separates those who merely survive from those who seem intensely alive? This chapter explores the nature of vitality and introduces the dragon as the eternal symbol of awakened life. Chapter 3. How life energy is lost and cultivated. Vitality is neither guaranteed nor permanent. Here the reader descends into the hidden mechanisms by which life energy is dissipated or patiently accumulated through discipline, purpose, and self-mastery. Chapter 4. The Moral Dilemma. Must one remain innocent by avoiding darkness, or can one descend into it and return stronger? This chapter explores temptation, vice, the underworld, and the timeless challenge of confronting the shadows without surrendering one's soul. Chapter 5. Magnetism and Charisma. Why do certain people command a room without speaking? From legendary athletes and performers to cinematic anti-heroes. This chapter uncovers the origin of authentic presence and the unique flame hidden within every individual. Chapter 6. How to never truly die. Humanity's oldest questions receives Dragonism's deepest answers. Through legacy, archetype transcendence, and the symbolic struggle between life and death itself, the reader explores what it truly means to overcome mortality. Chapter 7. The Mission of the Red Dragons. The journey ends where real life begins. The reader is invited to become more than an observer, to embody the philosophy and join a brotherhood dedicated to vitality, wisdom, courage, leaving a world behind brighter than the one inherited. Enter the Dragon is a journey from ordinary existence to extraordinary vitality. It is a descent into the shadows without becoming lost, a search for the flame hidden within every human being, and ultimately a challenge. Will you merely exist, or will you become a dragon? Chapter 1. Agreement with the reader. Welcome. This book is not a religion, nor does it ask for belief. It is an invitation to experiment. Nothing written here should be accepted because it is persuasive or poetic. Accept only what you can observe in your own experience. The philosophy presented in these pages is called Dragonism. It is an esoteric philosophy centered on the cultivation of vitality, presence, discipline, and moral character. The dragon is not worshipped as a supernatural being. It is a symbol of fully awakened life, calm under pressure, powerful without unnecessary aggression, disciplined without rigidity, and alive without waste. The central claim of the book is simple. A human being can profoundly change the quality of his life by learning to cultivate and direct his physical, mental, and moral energy. Many traditions have approached this idea in different ways. Some speak of virtue, others of life force, others of disciplined attention or self-mastery. Dragonism draws inspiration from philosophy, psychology, contemplative practices, and mythology, while recognizing the distinction between symbolic ideas and established scientific evidence. This is not a promise of miracles. You will not find claims that suspend the laws of nature. Instead, you are invited to examine how habits, attention, purpose, restraint, physical health, and courage shape the way a person experiences life. The dragon represents a person who refuses to drift through existence unconsciously. Such a person seeks to become more alive, not merely to survive, but to cultivate resilience, clarity, and character. Throughout the book, you are encouraged to question every idea. Keep what is useful, discard what is not. The agreement between writer and reader is therefore this: we will value observation over blind belief. We will distinguish symbolism from established fact. We will pursue greater vitality without sacrificing integrity. We will recognize the power without wisdom destroys itself. We will approach the unknown with curiosity rather than certainty. If, by the final page, you have become more attentive, more disciplined, more courageous, and more deeply alive than when you began, then this book has accomplished its purpose. Welcome to the Path of the Dragon. Chapter 2. What is life energy? Every human being instantly recognizes life energy, even if they cannot define it. You have seen it in the athlete who continues long after everyone else is exhausted, in the elderly person whose eyes still sparkle with curiosity, like Zorba the Greek, in the leader who enters a room without demanding attention, yet naturally receives it, in the artist who works through the night, becoming an inspiration and feeling stronger than fatigue. Life energy is not simply physical strength, nor is it merely enthusiasm or emotion. It is a life force expressed through the whole person, body, mind, character, and spirit acting in harmony. When the aspects are aligned, a person appears vividly alive. Dragonism begins with a simple observation. People differ enormously in how intensely they experience life. Some drift through existence half awake, reacting to circumstances without purpose. Others seem animated by an inner fire that gives meaning even to ordinary actions. The aim of the book is to understand that difference. The dragon symbolizes the fullest expression of human vitality, not because it is a literal creature, but because across cultures it has represented wisdom, power, resilience, and enduring life. In Dragonism, the dragon is the image of a person who has learned to cultivate extraordinary vitality while remaining disciplined, composed, and morally grounded. Before asking how life energy is cultivated, we must first understand what it is. That is the purpose of this chapter. The nature of life energy. Life energy cannot be reduced to a single substance or measured by a single instrument. It is an integrated expression of a person's physical vitality, mental clarity, emotional resilience, disciplined attention, and sense of purpose. When these qualities reinforce one another, life is experienced with greater intensity and depth. Consider two individuals of the same age and similar health. One moves through life mechanically, counting the hours until the day is over. The other approaches even ordinary moments with alertness, curiosity, and determination. Their external circumstances may be nearly identical, yet the quality of their existence is profoundly different. Dragonism argues that this difference is not primarily one of luck, but of cultivation. Vitality is influenced by how a person lives, how they care for their body, where they direct their attention, how they respond to hardship, and whether they follow fleeting impulses or enduring principles to shape their actions. Life energy is therefore not a gift reserved for a fortunate few. It is something that can be strengthened through disciplined habits, meaningful activity, and a way of living that nourishes rather than exhausts the whole person. To understand dragonism, one must first accept that the quality of life is determined not only by what happens to us, but also by the vitality with which we meet the world. Life energy reveals itself through action long before it is described in words. You recognize it in the person who remains composed during adversity, who inspires confidence without seeking admiration, and who approaches each day with quiet determination. Such a person is not necessarily the strongest, the wealthiest, or the most intelligent. Rather, they possess an inner coherence. Their mind, body, and character move in the same direction. The opposite condition is equally recognizable. A person may possess talent, comfort, and opportunity, yet feel spiritually drained. Their attention is scattered, their motivation inconsistent, and their enthusiasm short-lived. They are alive in the biological sense, but only faintly alive in the experiential sense. Dragonism proposes that the highest aim is not merely to extend life, but to deepen it. A single hour lived with complete awareness, courage, and purpose can possess greater richness than days spent in distraction and passivity. For this reason, the dragon is chosen as the central symbol of this philosophy. Across many cultures, it represents wisdom joined with power, restraint joined with strength, and endurance joined with transformation. It is not a creature of endless aggression, but one of disciplined vitality. The chapter that follows explores how this vitality may be strengthened, protected, and expressed in daily life. The path begins not with extraordinary acts, but with ordinary habits, practiced consistently until they become one's nature. Thank you for watching this preview. If you are interested in further information about the Red Dragons, see the description below.